Hey guys, Ed here. Today we're going to look at an older PC and we're going to get an RX 470, drop it down in there and see what will happen. We're going to be working on a old Intel Core 2 Quad Q9550 system. This particular RX 470 is an XFX hard swap edition, exclusive to Best Buy. It comes with pre-lit white light fans, or clear, however you want to say it. We're going to see what kind of performance we can get out of this old system. This Q9550 is going to be at stock clocks. We might bump it up 100 megahertz. This motherboard really isn't made for overclocking. I don't know what we're going to be able to get out of it, but let's see what we can do, see what happens. Alright, so let's take a look at this card. It looks great. These fans, take it from what I've seen, are extremely bright. They're really easy to remove. There's no wires. It's just these little contact pads, and they just kind of slip right back in there and pop in. I do like that design. Fans seem really good quality. The outer shell, you know, it's plastic, but it feels tough. You know, this XFX right here that lights up white. You can't change that with a part from XFX, but if you know what you're doing, you can pull that LED out and put another one in, whatever color you want. Now, what I want to talk about here is the back plate. Aluminum back plate, really kind of thick, to be honest with you. But what I like is it's got all these holes. This is right underneath the VRMs, and this is to promote cooling. This card is about 6 months old, give or take, and it came out like this. Now the 1080s, the new 1080s, they've done this now. Plus, if you look here at the end, it's all open into the fins. So you're getting maximum airflow throughout this whole thing. We're going to find out what kind of numbers we can get, how hot this thing's going to run, but I think it's going to do really well. Alright, let's start by removing the side cover. Very carefully. Make sure you unhook the fan here. If it's got one on the side of the case, you don't want to just tug it out. You might, like this one was in the system fan on the motherboard. So if you just yank that, you might break a pin or you'll mess something. It's something you don't want to do. We'll set that to the side. Pretty clean in here. A little dust on the CPU cooler. You know, it's not the best cable management I've ever done, but I feel okay about it given what I've got to work with here. This is an older build. This is what I'm using currently. We got a Core 2 Quad 9550. This is what we're replacing today. This is your GPU, your graphics card, video card, whatever you want to call it. This is an older Sapphire Radeon 6450. Really outdated. It's not worth a whole lot. I don't know if any of you might know. Remember the GeForce 610s? It's about the same, you know, as far as performance and everything else goes. This machine, as it sits right now, will barely run League of Legends. It will not run Counter-Strike or anything above that. So let's try and get a little bit more oomph out of it for the time being, because we're still got, you know, 2 or 3 weeks before Ryzen drops. This PC, after the new build, will become one of the kids' computers. They can do schoolwork on it. Maybe play some flash games. You know, Steam doesn't have a whole lot of kids games, but you know, maybe we can find something that's kid friendly. But let's go ahead and take this video card out. start by undoing the screw holding the graphics card in place. Set that down. Now if you look here, there's a little tab down here. Make sure you pull that before you start yanking on it, and it'll slide right out. You kind of angle it back and it comes free. Set that to the side there, and you know, this is passively cooled. Not much special about it. I can't complain a whole lot. It's done its job over the past several years. It's just time for something different. This is a 1 gigabyte DDR3. That tells you how old it is. It does have HDMI and DVI, so that was a plus. This would be a great card for like a media center in a living room. You know, low profile. You're not going to be doing much with it except for watching videos, stuff like that. This card would be excellent for it. But for what I do, it's horrible. So we're gonna do something else. And here is the big 470. So from this to this, show you kind of a comparison here. We're doing some upgrading. Just kind of drop that in there. Make sure everything's out of the way. You don't want to pinch wires or anything like that. And this is going to be a double slot, as that one was a single. So we got to make sure we have screws out and room to put it in there. So this looks like we need to remove one. We'll go ahead and pull that out. Set it to the side. And pull that out. I need to see if I can find some extra covers. I don't like them sitting open like that. I don't have any other colors to put in there. The fans in here, there's two fans that are blue. This one's white, so it shouldn't, you know, it probably actually look pretty good. So we're going to see what happens. If it just looks ugly as all get out, we're going to go ahead and order some blue fans and swap them out. Now I might order them anyways, just so I can show you all how easy it is to just swap them out. But what we're going to do is we're going to line up our PCI Express here. Okay, we got everything lined up. We're just going to kind of put even pressure all the way across. I got one thumb over here, one thumb over here. I'm actually pushing on the back plate. I don't want to push on you know, like the pin header here or the copper tubing. I don't want to break nothing, so I'm going to push on the back plate, ease it into place. A little satisfying click. We'll check it, make sure everything's good. Looks like everything popped in the way it's supposed to. Alright. Now the difference here is we had to locate a 6-pin connector to power this thing because it draws more than the motherboard can support. So we've got that down here. We'll go ahead and pull that up. Kind of ride it as best we could. We'll just drop it. Drop it right here. It's got clicked in there. I know. But think, you know, 8 years ago, that was pretty popular. I don't want to hear it. Everything looks like it's fairly clean. I need to get a can of air and clean that off. But I will do that another time. My hard drive's pretty clean. I was having a problem with negative pressure inside this case, so I went ahead and pulled one of the exhaust fans off, and we're gonna run that for a little while, see what happens. But we've got it in there. We'll go ahead and put some screws in it and tighten it down. I'll tell you a little secret on these screws. You can finger start them. It's kind of hard on this one the way it's set up, but you don't want to tighten this one down until after you've got the second one started, because sometimes what can happen as you're tightening it down and snugging it up, it can actually move that card, and then you're going to have a heck of a time getting the other screw in without undoing the first one. So it's better to just leave them both loose until you get them both started, and then we can go ahead and make sure we're tied up against them. And you want to kind of push it that way with your finger right here as you're tightening it, because you got to remember this case is going to stand up this way. So, and I mean, this has got some weight to it. It's not as heavy as some, like a 1080 or even a 1070 or a 980. They kind of pull down a lot. The Titan X is god awful heavy. You almost need some kind of peg stand here to hold it up. But yeah, put a little push here and go ahead and start snugging it down. And do one and the other. It should be good to go right there. It's good tight, ain't going nowhere. And we'll go ahead and, that is crazy. Look at that size difference. We'll just go ahead and set that in there just for comparison. I mean, that is crazy. I mean, come a long way, haven't we? Now, I've had some old ATI cards that, they were massive with that leaf blower style cooler on it, which they still use. It just looks better. But we're going to go ahead and plug this back in, and we'll get everything buttoned up and ready to go. What do you guys think about cutting this off and putting a piece of plexiglass in there? I've kind of wondered, because it looks pretty good in there. Maybe we should cut this, do a case mod, cut this out and fit a piece of plexiglass in there for a clear side. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Maybe it's something we can do a video on later.
Old school motherfucker. Old school motherfucker.
Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, make sure you hit that like button. If not, hit the dislike button. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything. And we'll have another video coming out here pretty soon. Thanks.